Okay, so hi guys, I am Leanne Sheldon. I am a double diamond. So quick version of my story is I joined 2016, January 2016. I was a broke college student and I really just wanted to make $200 a month to pay my car payment. I got to that goal pretty quickly and I just chilled there for 2 full years. A whole lot of life happened. I never promoted for 2 full years. I got my butt to freaking conference in 2018. The day I got to Florida, I promoted to executive for the first time, literally just hit my 2 year mark and promoted. Um, Mark had his dark horse story, and I left feeling just so fired up and excited. So I came home, I promoted to Emerald the next month and earned that $5,000 bonus. And then last October, a year from this month, I went diamond. And then I promoted to double this last February and my husband to diamond. I left on maternity leave and I never went back. So I had a baby in February too. So I had a baby the same month I promoted. And now triple diamond is right here, right around the corner. I'm so excited. And I think the census for everybody that is in that chat and in these groups is that we're pushing for triple by the end of the year. Like we are all going to be VIP sitting on the floor at conference, and it's going to be incredible. So I know that this can be boom season if you want it to be. This is my boom season last year. I promoted to diamond last year, so why can't we all promote right now? So we're doing it. Yes, I see this. I love it. Who else is promoting with me before the end of the year? Drop it in the chat. I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a couple of tips. I am a mass distributor enroller. I enroll 10 to 20 distributors every single month. And so I feel like I should tell you guys my tips on that. So basically, I do a variety of things. I can't just say I do one thing and that's what brings in all these distributors. I think I do a big variety, and that's why I have so many people coming to me. So I do attraction marketing. I post every single day. I post good quality pictures. I tell my story every single day. I'm on my actual story every single day, talking about the business, sharing my life, sharing what this has done for me every single day. And I have a lot of people that come to me from those things. And then I message people. You can call it cold messaging. You can call it whatever you want. If they're following me, they're getting a message from me, and my messages are not the same, and I don't really message for distributors. But if I'm talking to people, it usually comes up along the way, and if they show any interest at all that they are interested in this business opportunity, they are on my list. They're on my potentials list, and they're not going off that list until they block me or they sign up. So that's the next thing that I do really, really well is I follow up extremely well. I literally I will not stop following up until they block me or they sign up. And one thing that has helped me a lot with these follow-ups that I think is going to be a great tip for some of you, it's called Close Friends on Instagram, and I love this. So if you don't know, you can put people into a close friends list on your Instagram. When you click on their profile, you click on following, like if you're going to unfollow them, and there's an option right there that says add to close friends. And I add them to my close friends list. So what this does is you can now post to that close friends list to a story that only they're going to see, and your bubble is going to pop up to the front of their story bubbles. It's going to move up because then Instagram thinks you guys are besties and they want to show them your stuff. So I have all my potential distributors on this close friends list, and I post to that every single day. Some days it's just, a graphic that I made, or it's me talking. Anytime we have a promotion that comes out, I get on there and I say, oh my gosh, this deal just came out, like half off kits. I only have 5 spots and I really want it to be you. I want you to start right now. And I talk like I'm talking to one person, and I usually get people instantly in my inbox ready to sign up because I have them on that list. So before I even go message everyone, I do that first, and people immediately are in my inbox. So that's a really good tip for me. Honestly, it's just doing all those things together and being consistent is what I feel like has brought me so many distributors, and being relatable and always telling my story, always growing my network, just doing everything. It's like comes full circle. So those are my tips on signing distributors. And then I wanted to give a more of like a leadership team related tips, because we are all in a leadership position if you're on here right now. And so I wanted to give something that you can take away and maybe apply to your business or your team that could help you. And I honestly wasn't even planning on talking about this until today, because I had a breakthrough today. And I just feel like this is what I'm missing personally. So is anyone else on here red? If you're red, put it in the chat. Um, I am hardcore red. I have a little bit of green in me. I like structure, but I'm a red. So my whole team is yellow and blue. Most of my team is yellow and blue. And so how I am motivated and how they are motivated is complete opposite. And I feel like I've struggled with this for a long time, of how to talk to my team, how to motivate them. What you can't do, you can only inspire them. And I don't know, I just felt like I was missing something in my team. So today I kind of had a breakthrough where I finally have a team of girls that are united. They're working together. They don't even know each other. Like, they're people that I enrolled and they're in different places. They're not even in the same downline. And now they are friends. They are working together. Some of them are hanging out. Like, it's a whole new culture in my team right now. And I can feel the shift happening. And I think that was the biggest thing. My aha moment this morning was, in my head, because I'm so red, I like just put people in my head on my chart, and they're this person's on this leg, this leg, this leg, and they're all separated. And what I need to do better of is think about how a blue and a yellow would think. And those types of people really want the community. They want a team. They want the friendships. They want that aspect of it, which I love friendships and not all that stuff too, but I'm so red, I don't train my team that way. I don't talk to them that way. So since I've kept them all so separated in my head, they are not united. And so today I decided this team is going to be a circle. We're no longer in charts. They're no longer on legs. They're in a circle. And everybody is going to be friends with everybody. Everybody's working together, like you're all promoting together. This entire team is united. And it honestly has already started to happen naturally, organically on its own. But today I came to realize what was happening, and I've totally hit this breakthrough. So for me as a red, I have to start thinking like how a yellow and how a blue works. And they want all the friendships. They want that team aspect of it all. So I'm trying to lead my team in that direction and keep them together and united, because if all they have hanging on to this business is me, they have no other relationships, they have no other like commitments, then they're gonna walk away a lot easier. But if they have a whole group of women that they're now friends with, that they rely on each other, they talk to, they Zoom every day, they're going to be more likely to stay and push through the hard times. For me, my upline, Stephanie, she's on here, we have been best friends like since I joined. I met her through this business. So we've always relied on each other. I've never had to look for that other person in this. And I've realized why I stayed for so long and why I got through those first 2 years of never promoting was because I had her. If I didn't have her, I would have left. So everyone needs not their best friend, but they need those other people and those relationships. And it might not be you. It might not be their upline, because for me, I enroll 10 to 20 distributors every month. I can't be best friends with every single one of them. It's just not possible. Yes, I work and grow relationships with them, but they need to find their support system throughout this team. So that's my advice, is maybe look at your culture of your team and think about how your team looks and how you want it to look. I know when I went to Green Carpet or when I go to conference, I look at these teams and these groups of women there that are all best friends, and they met because of this business, and they're all there hanging out, doing their thing, and they, like, I want that. Like, I want my team to feel that way. So you have to create that as a leader. So that's what I'm working on so far. I mean, it's been happening organically, and I feel this extreme shift in my entire organization. And it's awesome, you guys. So those are my tips. I am going to pass it on to Stephanie, and she's going to tell us her quick story and some tips.
Hi, you guys. I am so excited to be doing this. I'm glad it all came together like this. There's 27 people on here. So that is 27 new VIP at conference. Like, that's going to be freaking awesome. So I'm just so excited. Don't mind me. I am like really sick. I've actually been throwing up all day, but I'm here. I'm ready to pass on some fire. We have been, I don't want to say stuck because, I should probably tell a little bit about myself. I was just going to go right into it. So I'm Stephanie. I'm from Oregon. I am a double diamond. I've been in the company for 4 years. I joined just to be able to get my hair and nails done. We couldn't afford for me to do that. We were drowning in debt, and I didn't even see thank you. I didn't even see the bigger picture. All I saw was wanting $100 to like get my nails done because that would make me feel better because I was depressed. So I right away promoted, I would say fairly quickly. I promoted to Emerald in 8 months and quit my job, but I promoted through parties. Like, I did not work social media at all. Like, I mean, a little bit, but not really. So I quit my job, and I just couldn't do parties anymore because I was expecting our second baby, and it just so I really shifted into social media. And I think that's where I kind of stayed from Emerald to Diamond. I was trying to figure out social media. We were told like not to message, stuff like this, and we were just trying to find our groove. So anyways, I promoted to Diamond last August, and then double, I don't even know. I promoted to double in March, I think. I don't know. Anyways, I'm looking at Leon like, I don't even know when I did. But so anyways, that's just a little bit about me. My story is really long, so I'll just sum it up there. But lately in the last couple months, we've just been trying to figure out something new, something fun, something exciting, and trying to, like Leanne said, create a culture in our team, all these different things. And the things that we were doing before just seemed to be not working as well. Like, host to post was not working. And I don't want to, if host to post is working for you, that's awesome. I don't want to say it's not working because I mean, if you do something enough, it's going to work. I definitely believe in that. I felt like I was putting so much into it and not seeing the return. So we kind of veered away. I say we, but I mean, both of us did. We kind of veered away from Facebook and really got intentional with our Instagram. So that's what I want to talk about is Instagram and Instagram stories. We, as a team, and this is part of training my new distributors. I train them right away on getting stories up. So I make my coffee on my story every single morning, and it's not always just a quick boomerang of coffee and stuff. There, like, one day I'll do like a quick video of me making my coffee. The next day it'll be like 15 slides long. My kids are in it. I'm just straight talking, pouring my coffee. Sometimes I don't even talk about the coffee. I'm just like talking about my day and what's going to happen in our day and just being like a hot mess mom. But I get so many people that reply to my story and they'll just ask, like, what are you making? Or they'll see my results or other people's results, and they'll swipe up because I talked about it this morning. So that's a non-negotiable for me. Every single morning I'm talking on my story, and every single day I make sure that my story sees my face. So whether that's a picture of me personally or I'm talking, like, sometimes it's just about nothing. This morning I spilt my coffee on my boomerang or whatever, and so it was just like me talking about me spilling my coffee. Like, it was nothing too exciting. but I make sure to get up 10 to 15 slides every day and really interact with people who are watching my story. So I'll go to my story viewers and I'll message all those people. I'll interact with them. If there's somebody on my story that like I see who has been watching my story a lot, they're going to get a message from me, and I'm going to make sure to put them into a collection on Instagram, and I'll interact with them all, like until they become a customer or distributor. I'll interact with them because I know that they're going to continue to watch my stories and a friend message or biz. It depends on the person. Are you asking about if I reply to a story? It's generally I'll go to yesterday's coffee story, the one that's been up the longest. So if it's been almost 24 hours, I'll swipe up and I'll message everybody. And if you do the little arrow, it'll send the actual slide. And I'll just say like, hey, I have seen you've been watching me make my coffee. And I'll say a little bit something about the coffee. Is that something you'd be interested in? I mean, I don't really have a script just for that because I do switch it up depending on the person. And then, sorry, I was reading. I get really distracted by the chat. So I'll just make sure to interact with anybody who is watching my story. And I think that's huge. Story and IGTV is one of the biggest things right now, one of the biggest platforms on Instagram. And like you should definitely be utilizing that. So if you're not using your story, make sure you are blowing your story up. And it's a nice way to show people that you're a real person, because like my Instagram, I'm very particular about what I post. And I make sure my Instagram's really clean. And so on my story, I can just be like whoever I don't want to say whoever I want. I can just be myself. Not that I'm not myself in my pictures, but my pictures are a lot more put together than I am, because those are going to attract people to my page, and then they're going to watch my story. And in a lot of my messages, I'll actually say like, I don't know if you've seen on my story. And so people, like if I'm messaging for host to post on Instagram, I'll say like, I don't know if you've seen on my story, and then it gets people to go to my story. And so just that little line, I actually wrote down 15 names last week of people that weren't watching my story, and I messaged them for host to post, and it had that line in there, I don't know if you've seen on my story, and all 15 of them went and watched my story. So I know that like just that little line helps a lot. So yeah, that's all I have for tips. Try to keep it short because I can talk a lot. All right, Leanne, back to you.
All right, thank you. Next we have Drea. I'm gonna try and find you and unmute you.
Okay. Hey, I'm Drea. I'm actually a double diamond as well. I got started in this business. It'll be 2 years for me in January. When I got started, I was actually just looking to actually rebuild my savings. My husband and I, we had another child. We needed to get a bigger house. And when we moved into this house, we actually hadn't had our first house very long. We actually moved so that we could have more space, but we didn't have any equity, so we had to pay to get out of that house and then put a new down payment. So we actually basically depleted our savings. And so I never really been without a savings before. That kind of freaked me out. My husband's a personal trainer and a fireman, so he works a lot. So I wanted to try to do something that didn't require me to have to like leave my kids, or that required me to get a babysitter, because I feel like, if I want a babysitter, I want to get a babysitter for something I want to do fun, not go to work. So I actually came across this business on Instagram. That's how I found out about it, which leads me to say I prefer Instagram over Facebook, which is kind of the opposite of what everybody else is, because that's how I learned about the business. I learned about the business on Instagram. So you usually work whichever one that you learned about the business from, usually. But anyways, when I first got into the business, I went Ruby within a couple of months. And I was like, okay, what's next? And after I went Ruby, I stayed there for quite a while. I actually stayed there for about 8 or 9 months, and I didn't promote I promoted Emerald actually the day that I got to the first conference that I went to, which was in January. In January, I promoted to Emerald. After the conference, 2 months later, I double promoted in the same month. So I went diamond and double in the same month. So that was like really huge for me because that was 2 bonuses that I was able to receive. So I got the 10,000 and the 15,000. So that was like, I was so excited because at that point I was still working full time, and the job that I was working was extremely stressful. All the weight that I lost when I first started the business, I had gained it back. I was just talking to my sponsor every day, just telling her, I hate my job. So she was like, if you hate it, then let's get you out of there. And so I worked really closely with my sponsor. And I know that that's the reason why I have been so successful, is because I'm a red too, Leanne, but it's really hard for me to be coachable sometimes because I'm like going back and forth with my sponsor, but we're actually really, really good friends now. And I think that the friendship does help when you're in the business, knowing that your sponsor has your back in your best interest at all times. And so I try to be the same way as well with my team. Even though I'm a red, I'm super straightforward. I'm like, this is what we're going to do today. This is how we're going to do it. I don't want to hear any excuses. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. My kids are sick. I don't feel like it either, but I'm here. I try to be there for them as well as I provide a lot of grace to my team, as well as I provide a lot of grace to like distributors and customers, because I feel like people do get busy. Life does happen. Everybody's not ignoring you. Everybody's not avoiding you. Sometimes people really do get busy with life and they forget, because one thing that I do every single day as well is I talk about every single thing on my story. I don't care if I saw a spider or if I'm going to the grocery store. It's not always business related. I think sometimes people get caught up in posting all the stories that we do sometimes. I try to do like a small story first thing in the morning as it pertains to like product or business. But in between that, I try to talk a lot, because I feel like the more you talk on your stories, the better your followers are going to feel like they know you. Like, everybody knows my kids. Everybody knows what my husband does. Everybody knows what I'm currently doing for that day. I usually get in a routine of, when I'm taking my kids to school every single day, I'm in the car talking on my stories, just talking about whatever. I might hear something on the radio, but it's not always business related. So that was one of my suggestions that I give to my team, as well as I wanted to give to you guys. I know we like to be like, I love working from home. It's so great. And this is why I love working from home. But what else are you doing in your life to be relatable to your followers? Because they're not at home yet. So what else do they have to look forward to besides just being at home? What are you doing all day? What are you doing? Are you cleaning? Do you have any tips? Like, I do couponing. So I share when I go to the store and go couponing. And even though they're asking me about those things later on, if you're couponing, now that lets me know that you're budgeting maybe, or that you may need some extra income. So I can kind of get an idea of what that person is doing. So I'm not a mass enroller, because one of the things that I do is I do get caught up. What I have had to learn is, even though I'm a red, I still do have a little bit of yellow where I care. But I have learned over time that sometimes you just have to let some relationships go. And that's okay if you lose people on your team or whatever the case may be. Just take that as an opportunity to remember that you should always be enrolling distributors. So that's where my focus is with my team right now. I know, especially with the coupon deals, not only did I'm encouraging every single person that's in my downline to get the tickets early for the promo codes, but I'm encouraging them because I know that conference is like where the magic happens. I want them to enroll new people, and I want them to let their new people know that, okay, you made a $49.50 investment to get to this conference, but I mean, to start your business, but I need you to get to this conference as well, because that's where you're going to learn the most, as well as you guys know that you get more money towards the trip if your new distributors sign up to go to conference. I believe it's within 30 days. Don't quote me on that. But I'm also talking about the trip. I talk about all of those things because those are the things that we talk about when we do our one-on-ones or our opportunity calls. So what I do is I just reiterate all the incentives every single time so that they're always working towards a goal. You're working towards your $100 shopping spree. Okay, what's next? Okay, we're working towards building your team. And so I do stay connected with the people who are communicating with me after they enroll. After they enroll, I think all of us pretty much get an idea within the first week or two, what they're going to be like as a business partner. I mean, that's just me personally. I know if you're not communicating with me, I know I still communicate even as a double with my sponsor every single day. It is business related. And sometimes we do have a friendship. Sometimes it is maybe about our kids or whatever. But for the most part, I'm checking in every time I get a new distributor. I'm checking in every single time. Another thing, and then I'm going to let somebody else go, is we talk about charting quite a bit because one thing that we do on our team is as soon as you enroll, we ask you to print off your chart. The reason being is because I feel like some people come into the business and they really know a lot of people. They have a huge network. They enroll lots of customers, and then they don't know what to do with them, or they don't know what the importance of charting is. I mean, you can get tons of distributors. I've known and heard of people having 17 people in their top line, and we don't have to do that anymore. And so one thing that we do on our team is once we get someone that's starting to get quite a few enrollments, if they're placed under someone else, that's the opportunity that we have to team them up with whoever they're placed under, and then they build those relationships. I know, Leanne, you had suggested we do have some like cross teams of double diamonds who talk to one another, and diamonds, we do link them up by that. But the relationships that are linked up on my team are based off of if you're gifted a distributor that is working. Of course, you want to have a relationship with that person because they're on your chart. They're in your downline. You don't want someone in your downline you don't even know, you're not talking to, or whatever the case may be. But those are the tips as far as leadership pertains to, is just grouping up with people, as well as making sure you are in connection with your distributors, because there are so many people that are just so willing to pay $99 and then you never hear from them again. I heard them ask that at Green Carpet, like, who's ever enrolled someone and never heard from them again? And I was like, okay, well, I guess a lot of people do that. I wouldn't do that. My goal when I started was just to get my $99 back. That was all I cared about. I was like, if I can make my $99 back, if I never make another dime from the business, fine. But at this time, actually, I don't work anymore. In June, I actually did leave my corporate job that I was working. So I don't do that anymore. And like I said, that's another reason why I try to talk as much as I can in my stories. I know we get people enrolled that are super, super shy or scared, or they're like, I don't know what to talk about. And, you know, I'm an introvert by heart. I don't have a ton of friends. Most of my friends are my business partners. So the thing is, I know that sharing my story and sharing the things that I have accomplished with the business is what is going to bring people in. If you've ever promoted, I don't care if you got one customer or anything, any small thing. That's another thing that we do. We congratulate every single win. We have small group chats in which if someone gets a customer, we congratulate one another. We keep in touch with one another, and we do trainings with one another. So it's not just one person working the whole team. We kind of help each other out. So those are just some of the suggestions that I have as you're enrolling, especially during the time of us having the promotions, to try to hold on to people that are enrolling and make sure you get in good relationships with them.
Awesome. Thank you. I loved everything about telling your story. They said that so much at Green Carpet too. Like everyone talked about telling your story and being authentic. So I love that. Thank you for sharing. Next we have Natalie.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm gonna pin my video. It was me, right? There's no other Natalie? Okay, I just want to make sure. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Natalie Nicole Sahutska. I am a double diamond going triple. My goal is by December, and my original goal has been erased so many times, but you know what, you guys, we don't change the goal, we just change the end date. So that's where I'm at. In my business, I've had a lot of seasons. I have been in for almost 4 years now. I joined May 10th. I said no over and over and over again. So my first tip is to use that in your pitch. So whatever your excuse was in the beginning, like I'm sure everyone had some reason where they were maybe doubting or they weren't, all in for it. That's what I use now is I will tell people like, look, dude, I said no to over and over again. So that's why I'm asking you again. And if I really want someone, like I will follow up with that. And I feel like it helps because it's like an icebreaker because then they know that they're not alone, but then it also makes them realize like, maybe I should, take a second look at this because she said no first. I'm like out of breath. So another tip that I wanted to share real quick was how many of you have read a book in the last 30 to 60 to 90 days? And I feel like this is so important that I haven't even really gone into my story because I just want to start off with this because my story is going to tie into it. So just bear with me. So if you have read a book in the last 30, 60, or 90 days, I mean like the whole thing, drop a number, 1 or however many books you have. No one? Okay, so your homework is to buy this leadership book and to buy this business training book. These 2 books, if you want to take a screenshot, have changed my life, my business, my enrollments, my everything. And I feel like they're super important. You guys know Ashley Mayfield talks about the color personalities all the time. She mentions this one too, but I read them regardless because I found that this one, especially for leadership, actually breaks down the levels in a way that I understood it. And it wasn't until I read this that all the videos I heard from John Maxwell made sense. I actually seen him speak in person and he has so many different books, but leadership, if you need help with leadership, which we all do, that's why we're on the Zoom, you guys, like we're not gonna grow into triple until we take our leadership seriously. So that is what I'm doing now. Like I am rebuilding, but I'm rebuilding a triple team because I promoted my mindset to become a triple mindset first. Does that make sense? So I got started. I saw the cruise incentive. I was a bartender. I, made good money, but it was up and down. I wanted more. I always wanted a way to work from home, but I just didn't know how until It Works kind of, came and found me. But I went Ruby within 2 months because I saw the cruise incentive. So I am not really like a blue. I thought I was more of a red and a green, but once that cruise incentive, came out in 2016, I was all about it. I feel like that reds also get FOMO. So I think that's where that kind of kicked in. And I hit the ground running. I was bartending, so I was signing people up at the bar in the middle between pouring in drinks on my phone. I didn't care. I did whatever it took. 7 months in, I went diamond. Then 9 months in, I went double diamond, earned over 50,000 in bonuses. And then this year, I promoted my mom to double diamond, promoted my dad to diamond, so we earned an extra 35,000 in bonuses. And then things kind of crumbled. So now I'm in that rebuild phase, but I'm rebuilding differently, stronger, doing different things, and elevating my mindset in order to elevate my team, in their mindset. So as far as other tips, I feel like taking self-development, leadership development, and actually like journaling. And some of you may be hesitant about journaling. I was one of those people too. I wanted nothing to do with it. I'm like, I don't know what, like, I just didn't get it. You know what I mean? Like you just don't get something. So if you journal, can you drop a number 2 in the comments? I want to see if you already journal. If you don't journal, I guess it doesn't matter. I can just see. Okay, so if you just started journaling, I want you guys to also look at how you're journaling. And I think this is super important. It's something that I had to like listen to like 6 different people talk about it until I finally got it. You need to journal as if you already have it and not journal in a way that you're expressing like your frustration or like the doubt or the negativity. That is something that can be separate, but I feel like when you're journaling, it has to be very intentional. And that is one of the things I changed in May before I earned all those bonuses this year. So that's why I feel like it's super crucial because it keeps you like level-headed. It's also part of my emergency evacuation plan. So that's something else I guess I could talk about as a tip. If you don't have an emergency evacuation plan yet, or if your team, doesn't know what that is, I highly suggest working on that because it's helped me. I feel like all I see is my glare. Okay, it's helped me, and I feel like it's also helped my team because if they're stuck, I default to that versus me trying to work through them and like waste time trying to like coach them through their issues. Like I just tell them, you know, a plan that works for me, and then they kind of like can go and follow that because I did a live video on it. So let's say you're in a funk, you're like, you know, having a bad day, you're a dry spell maybe, like you're just not enrolling. My number one on my emergency evacuation plan is journaling. Journal what you want, and then you stop focusing on the bad that's going on, right? Like you just completely changes your mind. Clean your environment. If your desk is a mess, you're probably gonna feel like a hot mess, right? Like if your house, or if you don't feel confident or you can think straight, like you need to get your space first in a good place in order for you to have that headspace. I also always say change your environment. You know, some people don't do this full time. And if you have, you know, a husband or someone that's like being negative, chirping in your ear, like you're not going to be in a positive mindset. You're not going to be enrolling because that's what's pouring into you, right? So go to Starbucks or something, like leave, change your environment, and then that will help you kind of get out of that funk. And reading, listening, you know, to podcasts, things like that. You have to find a video that works for you, and no two people's emergency evacuation plan is going to be different. Like for you, it may be going to the gym. For someone else, it may be, you know, going on a walk with their daughter, like whatever works for you, but you have to find that, because you guys, if you're at this level, like, you know, this business it's easy, but it's also hard. And we have to do stuff sometimes to pull us out of that funk. And that's something I started taking really seriously, is, you know, controlling my mind, controlling who I'm around, controlling what I'm listening to. I don't have cable. I don't listen to the news because it's depressing. If I want to know something or if something big is going on, my mom will text me. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like that's just a waste. So for me, I guard my mentality. And if something's not serving you anymore, if you're doing something, if you're going somewhere, if you're around people that you're outgrowing, that's okay. I'm giving you guys permission right now to let them go, okay? I'm on a run right now. I told my best friend, I said, listen, you either want to be my double or my diamond, because if you're not growing with me, like, I'm sorry, I'm going to find someone that wants to go in 3 months, because like I'm sick and tired of like being stuck. And like I said, I'm not gonna be not VIP at, you know, conference again. So I'm giving you guys permission. It's gonna be scary. I have seen so many of my new distributors that like over the last, you know, 3 years that would start doing self-development, and then they are contemplating leaving their husband, or they're contemplating breaking up with their boyfriend. Why? Because we don't make you, what's that quote? Like, we're trying to make you a better person, right? Like, we're trying to give you a better life. And because of that, you may be outgoing and elevating out of your current situation. So it's scary. You know, I've had a lot of life happen to me in the last 2 months, or in the last, like, whatever. I feel like it was I moved twice in 1 month. So like, I've had a lot going on, but it's because I was elevating and they were not supposed to be part of my journey. I was ready, and I decided I was ready. That's another thing. You got to journal that you are ready. And if you believe in God, the universe, whatever, you have to put it out there. I straight up said, I am ready to go to the next level. I'm ready. And you know what that happened? That resulted me in having to move twice in 30 days because a breakup happened. And then I was at ground zero, having to start over with my life, with my house. I had to find a place to live, but it's because I said I was ready. So growing is not pretty. Growing is painful, but you're going to get so much out of it if you just keep going. So that's pretty much all I got to say.
Whoo, man. This Zoom is on fire. Thank you. Okay, next we have Vanessa.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here, but I'm scared at the same time because, as you can hear, I have an accent. I'm French, actually. So I started this business 6 years ago, so it's been a long, long time. And I was one of the first distributor when France opened. Actually, I was a distributor before it officially opened. So it was pretty exciting. Network marketing was pretty new in France too, so I didn't know what I was doing. I just wanted the wrap. I was so broke and sick and tired of my situation, and I just wanted a change. And I want to really focus on something about my story, because you guys, if we could do it at that time, nothing was in French, everything was in English. We had no training, no official events, like nothing, and we had only 8 products available. The wraps and a couple products from the skincare line. And I promoted to diamond in 2.5 months, to double diamond in 9 months. My husband, the year after, so it was like 1.5 years after. And we together, we gathered $57,000 in bonuses. So I just feel like if we were able to do this, like everybody can do this, because I feel like here in the US we have so many products, especially the supplements. I was so jealous watching you guys from France when I started, because I was like, I want the fat fighters, I want all of these. We could just like skyrocket our business with this. But well, we did it. And so actually one of my biggest dreams when I started this business was to move to the United States. That was like my dream since I was a little girl. And it was so big for me that I was like, okay, maybe I'm going to do this when I'm going to be super old, or maybe it's never going to happen. But that was my number one dream. And because of it works, I'm not saying it works is giving visas, because that's not the case. But because of this business, I had the time and the money to organize this huge project for my family. And now we are living in Melbourne, Florida, and we moved from France 3.5 years ago. So I have chills saying that, because that was really like the big thing for me. And so all the people who've been watching me and not believing about It Works, not believing everything, I just like show them what's possible. So one thing that I want to say about that is that sometimes when we've been in this business for a long time, we forget about dreaming big. Because for me, it was my number one dream. So what do you want me to dream about now? I just feel like that was the number one thing. And having 2 double diamond paycheck is pretty comfortable. So you feel like, okay, I did what I got to do. I'm fine. And then you just, like everybody in this business, it's up and down. And sometimes you lose rank. And I just felt like at a point I was so comfortable, I forgot to dream. I forgot to do what I was doing when I promoted. And that's hard. And I feel like this is what I want to tell you tonight. You can always dream bigger. Like, you don't even know what's possible with this business, because if I could move my whole family from France to the United States, you guys can do amazing things. So now I had to train myself and to learn what I want. What do I want now? Because I feel like most of the time we forget why we are doing this business and what we want next. And I feel like if we don't have a written goal and a really like everything you want about that goal, the amount of money, when you want to do it, and you stop working hard for it. So there's a book I want to share with you guys, and I advise that to my team too. When you don't really know what you want, because sometimes it happens, you can read that book. It's Start with the Why. Because that's going to help you as a leader work on why you're doing this. And you're going to also help your team work on why they are doing this, because we always say that, and you've heard that 1,000 times, your why is to make you cry. And I feel like if it doesn't make you cry, if it's not strong enough for you, you're not going to fight for it. So yeah, I just love this business so much. I feel like before this business, I was not staying at a job more than a year, and I've been with It Works for 6 years. It sounds ridiculous to me, but I'm never, ever going to do anything else, because It Works is all my life. And I mean, even my kids now in 6 years, they can do a fit party. They can do everything because they know everything. And so a couple of tips that I wanted to share with you since I've been a long time in this business is that at a point, when you feel like you're stuck and you don't really know where you're going, and you feel like everybody who's been coming in this business after you, they just promote so fast, you start comparing yourself. And that's the worst you can do, because when you keep looking right and left, you stop looking at yourself, you stop working your own business, and you start believing the doubts, the fears, and everything that the devil is going to put in your mind. And when you start doubting like that, you don't even know if you're done for this business anymore. You don't even know if you are a good leader anymore, if you're able to do this anymore. And that's a place where I struggled a lot for a long time, because I was stuck to double diamond for so long. I feel like I've been claiming, I'm going to go triple forever. If anybody has been saying the same for a long time, just drop a 1 in the comment. But I feel like now I believe it. Now I know I'm going triple. I know it. Like before the end of the year, there's no other possibility. Either I do it or I don't go to conference. And I know I'm going to conference, because that's going to be my 5th one, and there's no way I'm going to miss it. I didn't even take my premium ticket, because I know I'm going to walk in as a VIP. And I told that to my team. And I joined Natalie when she was saying, like, I don't wait for nobody now. I'm tired of like wanting other people to success more than they want this for themselves. So I just feel like sometimes we have to learn to grow, learn our lesson, because we were just not ready. We had something to learn before we can promote to the next level. And there's a quote that I love that said, grow through what you go through. And I feel like this is so powerful, because I think that if I wasn't triple diamond before, it's because I needed to grow. And I always tell my team, we have a 6 list to do every day. And one of them is personal development. And I feel like when you're stuck, or when you feel like you have a lot of work to do, that's the first thing that you put on the back burner. And I feel that's exactly the opposite that you have to do. You have to start working on yourself, growing your mindset, because you need to erase all these doubts and these fears, and you need to work on believing in yourself. And I feel like this green carpet has been so powerful for me, because when Mark said, I don't know if you guys have been to green carpet, but Mark said, God didn't build bridges from one mountaintop to another mountaintop. That's man. He actually built valleys. And I was just like, yeah, you're right. Like, that's just what I'm supposed to do between my 2 mountaintops. And that's what we all supposed to do. And that was really powerful for me. So my other tip will be like, because I've been in this business for 6 years, sometimes I forget that people are in the chapter 1 of their distributor life. And I want to tell them everything that I know, but I can't, because they are starting to be overwhelmed. So I just feel like we really have to remember that where we were on chapter 1. And because when people start, they cannot be overwhelmed. So what I've been doing lately, and that works really good, I'm giving them steps every day. And if they didn't do the step 1, I don't give them the step 2. When they are done with the step 2, I give them the next step, because I don't want them to feel like there's so many videos to watch, so many things to read, and then they never start because they feel overwhelmed. And one of the things that I'm doing right now, and I love it, is giving them a hoster post to make for me. So they are acting like they are helping me, but it's basically for them to start. So once people are starting commenting and answering, I ask them to send them a message and then send me screenshots so that I can help them answer. And what I notice is that it gives them confidence right away, because they feel like, oh my gosh, I just have to copy paste. That's easy. And that was not really complicated. And because I know my verbiage, I know my scripts, it feels like it's easy. So just to give you a little heads up, like if you haven't been doing Hosterpost, I know everybody's talking about it for a long time. In France, you know, most of my team is in France, so I'm working 95% with the French time zone and in French, and I have my American team too. But in France, we are always late compared to what we guys are doing here in the US. So when I was talking to my team about Hosterpost, and they were not really receptive, they didn't want to do it. It took me 8 months to get them to do Hosterpost, and we were the first one in France to do it. And at that time, my enrollments and my numbers were really, really low. I lost my double diamond and I didn't know what to do anymore. And I was just like, okay, let's do a push and let's just start doing Hosterpost. And we went from 30 enrollments a month to 400 enrollments the next month, and we tripled our volume. So you guys, if you're not implementing Hosterpost in your teams, like, you're really missing out. You really have to do it. And the last thing that I want to share is that, wait a minute, I just wrote it. Oh, I'm not a mass enroller. I've never been a mass enroller, never ever. And I really want to work on that. And that's one of my affirmations. I'm a mass enroller, so that I can change it. But I'm really good at upselling. So I always, my customers almost never have just one product in the cart. That's almost impossible. And I feel like the way I'm doing it is that I'm actually asking a lot of questions, and I really want to focus on their goals so that I can actually have all the, how can I say that? All the I know how to explain, because they already tell me all of this. So I can say, you need this because of that, you need this because of that. And I just compare the retail prices to the loyal customer prices, and I show them the savings. And most of the time, even though sometimes it's too much, and I can understand that, I can just like take one product out or just go to a cheaper package so that they can actually still take a couple products. And that's how it works for me. And honestly, I always have really good results with that. And most of the time it's over 100 BV or more. So I'm pretty good about that. And I'm trying to implement that to my team too. So one thing that I can say about that is just be confident, because if you're afraid to actually advise a couple products, they're gonna feel it. But if they feel like you're confident, you know what you're doing because you're the professional, they're just gonna follow you and buy what you're saying, because they are buying you first before they buy your products. So yeah, that's all I have for tonight. So, and I can say, if I can do this in English like you guys, I was freaking out. I'm always losing my vocabulary when I have to speak in English, but yeah, it's just an amazing business. So thank you for the opportunity for me to step out and get out of my comfort zone.
Thank you so much. Your English is amazing. You did so good. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Okay, I think our last person is Lauren Vick. Lauren, if you want to unmute yourself.
Hello, everyone. Okay, sorry, I'm in the bathroom. All of my family is asleep. It's 10:30, almost 10:30. I live in Alabama, so it's late. Okay, so I feel like a grandma. I have been in this business for like over 5 years. So I've seen all the things, like all the things that you're going to go through if you're in this for like a year or two. Like I've seen all of that stuff. I joined in 2014. I am a nurse, or I have a nursing degree, and I joined when my son was 8 weeks old, and I was first just going to be a customer for my sister-in-law, and then we kind of were talking. I was like, well, I pay $600 a month in daycare, so, you know, like that's why I'm going to, you know, that's why I joined. So I went really fast. Well, fast, I thought was really fast. I went double in 8 months, and continued to work past that. And I did all of it, basically all social media, you know, at night, that kind of stuff. And all that's kind of changed now, you know. I mean, it's still social media, but a lot more face-to-face for me. But anyways, so I went double 2015, like April, I think. April or March or April, I can't remember. Anyways, I sat there for 4 years. So if you've been in the spot where you feel like you can't get out, like, trust me, it will come. I promoted to triple in March. Okay, but let me say this. The whole reason I got on this Zoom was because my volume went from like 70,000 to like, we can't discuss what my volume is right now. Okay, but I know that that the people that were there that were supposed to get me to triple were those people. Now, those people cannot be on my presidential chart, okay? So we've dwindled down to quite a few people, so just know that that's going to happen. But I also know that I'm a big believer, and I know that just because you're on top of a mountain that had a way above average triple check, okay, and then kind of after that, it's kind of dwindled down. But I know that even though you're on a mountain, God does not say, hey, I'm going to give you a bridge to this other mountain. Okay, so how are you going to get to that other mountain? You got to go into a valley to get there. So that's where I am. But if you've lost a rank, just know that a lost rank is not a lost business. Okay, you're going to hit, just like someone said earlier, like you're going to hit those seasons of just like really, really sucky times and really, really good times. Like you just have to keep going. Literally the only way to fail is to stop. And I know that I was like, even thought about this, that I'm going to be a millionaire someday. Like it might not be tomorrow, but if I don't stop, it doesn't matter if I make $1 a month. I'm eventually going to get there, I guess. You know, like if you just don't stop, you're eventually going to get to the Millionaires Club. So just keep going, one foot in front of the other. Another thing, this past December, I've never even told my team this, and I have one girl, one of my diamonds on this, but I've never even told my team this. I had a girl that I knew from my town who went to Thrive, who was a double, and went to Thrive. And then in December, she was like, you know, stressing about her check, which I was too. My check was like $2,000 in December. But she called me, you know, and I can't stand this. Like, it just gets under my skin. I know it does y'all too. Like, they're like sneakily trying to get you know, you come to my team, come over here. It's so much better, you know. But I just wanted to, I let her talk. Like, I just like let her get it out, and I felt so dirty. I'm like, I don't even care about this crap that you're talking about. I don't even know what she said. Anyways, I started thinking, if I quit my business, even before triple, even before like I even thought I could get to triple, I thought, if I quit my business now, where's that? Like, I'm going to go to $0. Like, I'm going to go have to build a team from the freaking ground. At least I'm making $2,000. I mean, you know, it's $2,000. It's more than I would have anywhere else. So, not that that's the reason that I stay, but I think about that. I think about the fact that I have what I have, whatever my paycheck is going to be for September, I still have that. And I'm going to stay here. And if you haven't watched It Works, the Pentecost documentary, go watch that. So good. Okay. Anyways, to my actual like list of things. I'm going to make this quick because, like I said, it's super late. When I was going for triple, I made sticky notes. I know someone said that, you know, write this stuff down, journal it. I made sticky notes and I have them on my mirror. And it said, like, I am triple diamond. It said $25,000 bonus. It said, I think one of them had like the number of distributors that I needed, some like 50 customers, I think it said. And then there was another one, I can't remember what it said. But I had them up for that specific promotion. I looked at them every single day. I had some very similar on my my computer where I was going to go sit down and work every single day. So I was looking at the stuff, like I was like breathing in these affirmations and the things that I was trying to reach, because basically whatever you're speaking about, you're going to bring about. So I was speaking the stuff all the time. Okay. Like all day. I want to be triple. And, you know, even the half of the month, I don't remember where we were exactly, but I remember telling my presidential upline, I'm like, I can't do this alone. The only way I'm going to do this is if God wants me to have it this month. Like, I had a feeling, you know, like we could get there, but I still was like, I can't do this alone. And I really, really grounded myself in that. And now I kind of think that that's the reason that I've lost my rank. Just FYI, I've lost my rank. Is because I've lost that. I got busy. Like everybody does that. I got busy. I stopped journaling. I stopped reading my Bible every single day. You know, like I let life happen. You know, those things happen, and I my promotion for Christ every single day. Okay, I said my Wi-Fi was messed up. I don't know what I said. I diligently search for Christ every single day. These are like some tangible things that I do right now. We have a Boom chat. I got this from, I think, Morgan Mac.
Lauren, you're cutting in and out.
Now, a long time separate. Like I'm in. Okay, let's like move around. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Is this better? Okay. Let me take myself off my Wi-Fi. I'm not even on Wi-Fi, so that doesn't help at all. Okay. Anyway, okay. So I have a Boom chat. And I got this from Morgan Martin a long time ago, I think. And what we do is I created a separate one. So I have a team group message. Okay. I have a team page. But kind of the group message is where it's more for the encouragement, kind of like the building of the friendships, that kind of thing, where everybody doesn't know who anybody is, but we can all give, you know, feedback and that kind of stuff. But the Boom chat now, this is an optional thing. We actually started it today, and I created it, and I have just, I sent my team the link, and I said, add your stuff if you want to. And what we do is we do Boom one keep going up, you know, to enrollments. And I can't remember exactly what I've said, but we're going to draw for prizes after a certain number. I don't know if I said 25. I think I said 25 enrollments, and then we'll draw for a prize. And then if I said if we get 2,000 in group volume, which is new volume, or for every 2,000 we get, I'm going to draw for cash. And that for us just seems, it gives us like the Reds, essentially, it gives the Reds a chance to kind of like be competitive and actually win something. But for the people who aren't Red, this is another thing that I do. I think most everybody joins Boom Chat, but I think a really, really huge thing as a leader, you need to really be focusing on encouraging your team, shouting them out. Like we have a new distributor who is like already doing lives, like did a live of her using a wrap today, like sports bra, like did not give a crap what she looked like, didn't care what people thought. And so what I did was I got into the group message like, y'all got to go comment on this. I can't believe this. This is so amazing. And so it makes a new distributor feel like, wow, these people are actually in my corner. These people like me. And a lot of people don't have that. Now, I know when I left college, like not that I lost my friends, but I got I got married, I got pregnant. My friends weren't. So we were in separate like places in our lives, and I lost my friends. Now, my team are my friends. Like I have a few sidelines too, but these girls are like in my corner, and I have to make sure as a leader that I continue with that relationship and like encouraging them, speaking out their enrollments, or, you know, just the good things that they're doing, because they need that. Now, when I went triple, I did host a post, and I mean, a lot of people say host posts don't work anymore. I mean, I think it's a mindset thing. You just got to keep doing it regardless. You can start it on stories. A lot of people are seeing good success from using on the stories. But when I was doing it, now I had the mindset that my triple promotion was for me. Like I had to do it all on my own. Now I know I had a double promoting, I had multiple diamonds promoting, but I literally had the mindset, like I have to do all this. Like this is my job. I don't, like this is it for me. Like I have to make this promotion. So I upsold everybody. Not one single person who enrolled that month for me personally bought just one product. I think I brought in almost like 3,500 in volume by myself. So that was really, really huge for me. But I also started getting on three-way chats with people to help them upsell as well. I think that's just like products work better together. So like someone's not going to see results on the Fat Fighters. Y'all know that. So getting them on multiple things, they're going to see results quicker. And that's why they're going to stick around longer. It's just like distributors. When distributors are getting that first win, that those customers or distributor, they're more likely to stick around longer than people who don't do anything for 6 months. Just like a customer, they're going to stick around longer. They're going to order longer when they're seeing results, and they're going to see results when they have more than one product. Okay. I also have a chat with my leaders. So I have, from what's left of my chart, I have 2 diamonds and a double, and we're all in our own chat together where we can basically like speak out some negativity, get it out, because I don't want to hold it in. I don't want to hold in, you know, my bitchiness, you know, like, sorry for the word, but I don't want to hold it in, and I don't want to take it out on my husband. So I can just talk to my girls, get it out, it's gone. We can move on, you know. So that's kind of like our safe place, because I absolutely do not want any negativity in my group chat. But my diamond and above chat is kind of for that. Now, it's not all that, definitely not all that, but it is a safe place. It's a safe place for me to say, it's okay. It's okay to feel like that. Like I had one who texted me earlier and said, hey, I'm getting really annoyed that all of my potentials are enrolling with other companies. And she was like, but I'm going to get this out. So we kind of talked through it, okay, and it's over with, and we don't have to keep continuing to think about it. It can just get out of our heads. Now I'm making a bunch of chats, y'all, and this is not for everybody, okay? Like I have to manage these things, and I don't check them all the time. That's one thing I don't have notifications on. Okay, so if you have a ton of notifications and it's bothering the heck out of you, just turn them off. Like, I can't handle 67 things blowing up. I have 2 kids at home, and I need to like mute everything. But I also have a chat with other leaders, like sidelined. Now I have my own group page, and y'all might not have this, but you might can kind of partner up with your president, like your upline, whoever pages you're on. And we send each other daily posts for our team pages. That's literally all the group message is for me. Like, my day was today. So last night before bed, my job was to go find, I think I found 3 or 4 posts for our team pages. So I went ahead and scheduled mine. I scheduled one for like 7 and 12 and 8 or something. I can't remember. But so tomorrow, or someone's actually already sent it in our message. So I've already scheduled my post for tomorrow. And this will be the same thing every single day except Wednesday, because that's my day. But I already have my entire month planned out in my group. Like, they're helping me work smarter, not harder. So if you have ambassadors who want to like help you with that, or if you have your own team page and you can just get with some sideline, we literally have 7 people and everybody has a day. And we get posts from anywhere. Like, it's motivation, it's team trainings, it's Zooms that are happening. Like, my posts today were the new distributor training from Amber Parker, a training that I saw in my Lifers page, and something else. Oh, and a motivation thing for this morning. So that's it. Like, it's not hard. I literally have one day, and then the other days I can just go copy and paste, and that's it. And that takes off me having to manage a team page. Now, my double, and I have a diamond who's really, really good about putting stuff into my group page, but I don't want to have to manage it. Like, I don't want to be like, oh crap, we haven't freaking posted in our group page today. What's everybody doing? You know, I want it to be handled. Like, I don't want to have to worry about that, because this is my business. Another point I want to make, like, you have to treat this business like a business when you are a leader, like diamond and above. Like, you literally have to say, like, this is a business. This is no longer a hobby. You're not making hobby money. So you have to put time for it. You're going to have to set aside time, like get a planner, get a schedule out, figure out what you need to do each day. But in like backing that up, when you're enrolling new distributors, this is not their business. Like, it's not a full-time job. Like, relax. They don't have to go enroll 6 distributors tomorrow. They can, like, this is supposed to be fun. So keep it fun. Keep it like lighthearted. Just, oh, this is going to be a great time. So if you're not blue, like, put a little blue out there. This is going to be like the greatest time of your life. And just take things slow. Like, I had a distributor text me, and she was like, all of my distributors are quitting. I don't understand why. What can I do? I'm like, well, first thing, you've got to get them to get 4 customers. Like, if that's their first win, they absolutely have to do that. That is like the first thing. So it's like, oh, I shouldn't be trying to get them distributors. I'm like, take a step back. I understand that distributors are like your priority because you need to promote, but not for them really. They just need a win. They just need to, like, you to high five them and say, you're making some money. That's all they need right now. Just relax. You don't have to have everything that you want tomorrow. So just take a step back, keep this fun, even though it may be a full-time job or it's your business, like, still remember that this is supposed to be fun. And when you kind of take the fun out of it, then everything else starts falling apart. Okay. 2 more things. Connect app. If you're not teaching the Connect app, like, it's freaking huge. It's amazing. Like, I have messages today, follow up with this person who ordered 12 days ago, you know, remind them they're going to have another order or so-and-so, whatever. Like, that is huge for new distributors who don't know what the heck is going on. That takes away all the training that you need to do. You don't need to train new distributors. Like, you can send them, like, what we're going to do is do it. We actually did this yesterday, an updated new distributor, like, live in my team page, and then the Connect app. That's all they need to know for building their business. Last thing, I know that we're all in this, like, we all feel like we're in a terrible, terrible valley, and I am so thankful for y'all, but get away from people who are where you are. because like you can't surround yourself daily like this is perfect for us all to like take all these tips, get them out, share them with our teams, and go triple and beyond. But do not sit around with people who are where you are and like talk about where you are. Don't sit around and talk about, oh, my business is not good, I'm not enrolling customers, I'm not enrolling distributors, because you're going to continue to be in that state. You're not going to get any further because you're surrounding yourself with all that kind of bad mojo. You need some new things. You need to be talking to people where you want to be. Go talk to your ambassador for Ambassadors in Maintaining. You know, go talk to someone, even like a sideline who's doing well, that's making double money or diamond money. Talk to them. Like, get around them. Get around people that are where you want to be, because that's where you're headed. Okay, that's all I have to say.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. I have like 2 pages of notes. I'm so pumped. We are all going to be VIPs sitting on the floor at conference. I'm so excited, and I hope all of you have some takeaway from this. I know that a lot of us have said we're in a valley, but I can just tell right now we're already climbing that mountain, and I can't wait to be at the mountaintop with all of you. All right, guys.